How much did you earn your first year?
So I earned my first year, I earned $75K exactly, $75,000 on my own pin.
Yep, which is awesome. There's so many people that would love to jump in the industry and make 75 grand.
Yeah.
Second year.
Oh, I made 180 my second year.
Boom, that's a big jump.
It is.
Okay, and then third year.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do know. I do want to know.
I made over 300,000 my third year.
Gosh, dang, from say 0 to 75 to 180 to 300. That is quite the impressive jumps. Now you're in only halfway into your fourth year, 3.5 years. And that's how you go from 0 to $300,000 in
real quick
3 years. Welcome back to the CA Power Players Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. Today I got a very special guest from North Carolina with NASB. Please welcome to the channel, Blythe Barnes. What is up, Blythe?
Hi, Cody. How are you this afternoon?
I am amazing. How are you?
Doing well. Can't complain.
I love it. Yeah.
It's around the corner, so.
Christmas is right around the corner. It's coming up quick.
Very quick. So super busy, wrapping lots of presents.
Yes. So. I love it. Well, you've been someone that I want to mention, like I've been super impressed with, enamored with. You'd have a ton of success. I'm excited for you to share some of that success today because I truly believe, those who are listening to podcasts, I believe that wherever you're at in your career right now, Blythe can help you get a little farther along and help you help more people along the way. And I'm sure there were other people that did that for you, like you're going to do that for others today. So.
Absolutely. Helping people is definitely a key for sure. Whether, you're being helped or you're helping others, it's kind of, you want to always be able to, give what you've been given.
Yes.
Given, you'll receive more, right?
True. No doubt about it. So let's rewind. How long have you been in the insurance business?
So I've been in the insurance business 3.5 years. So very new to insurance, have not been here very long. Previously, before insurance, I do have a bachelor's degree in business. So I was doing a little bit of marketing for a local tire company in my hometown. Got pregnant, high risk pregnancy, was let go. Can't blame them for letting me go because they didn't know when I was going to be able to return back from work. So then I actually started doing makeup just on the side, enough just to make a living, pay the bills. So that's what I was doing before I got into the insurance industry about 3.5 years ago, just doing some makeup for people for their weddings and photography and fun.
That's cool.
And, yeah.
Was it like your own business?
It was my own business. I did it 100% just me, solo entrepreneur. I did work with a local photographer, actually named Whitney Hackney, who's actually now in insurance as well. We worked together a little bit too. I would do makeup for her clients as well. But for the most part, besides her, she was my only other business partner. It's just me solo.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. And so why insurance? What attracted you about this career here?
So honestly, one of my clients that she was coming to me to get her makeup done. We were very good friends in college. Her name's Heather Todd, Dusty Todd, one of the partners at NASB. It was very obvious that I was living paycheck to paycheck, kind of struggling. We were living in just going to put it the way it is. Our apartment was broken down. There was no heat or air condition upstairs. I was charging very minimum prices, even for my experience whenever it did come, because I do have a cosmetology degree as well. So even whenever it did come to, my skill set and my education, I was still charging very minimum. So it was very obvious that I was just hustling to make money. And she said to me, why don't you get into insurance with my husband? And, I thought about it at first. I was like, okay, yeah, that doesn't sound bad. But honestly, commission scared me. For a little while. It actually took them about 4 or 5 months to really lock me into the insurance industry. Whenever I went to Dusty's birthday party in January of 2019, a lot of people from NASB were there at his birthday party. And I looked around and I saw, one, how happy they were to be in the industry that they were in,
Cool.
but two, how successful they were. They were talking about their success, in the industry. They were talking about their clients. They were talking about money, of course. They were dressed nice. They were well spoken. And I said to myself, obviously the insurance industry is a hit, obviously.
Yeah.
And commission is obviously not as scary as I think it is, because these guys are doing great and they're loving it and their lives are successful. So that's whenever, honestly, Cody, I think I kind of then hired myself, because I said, you know what, Dusty, I'm going to go take my class. I'm going to take my exam. They didn't have to do anything. I figured it all out myself. Got into my class, got into my state exam. Literally, it was like in like 2 weeks, I was licensed. All right, Dusty, I'm here. I'm ready. Can I get a contract? And he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't actually think you were being serious. I was like, yeah, I'm actually being 100% serious. Let's go.
Wow.
So,
that says a lot about you to just go take it, and like,
yeah.
Just go get it. Like, how many people can you say, like, just I went and got their license without you? Like,
yeah. I wanted to change. I wanted to change. My baby was brand new at this point. He was just a couple months old. I had a terrible NICU experience. Lots of hospital bills rolling in. I knew that I could not pay with what I was doing, and I just saw opportunity where I knew that if I put my mind to it, I could change my life.
Yes. And so then you jump into the industry. And what was your first week, 2, 3, 4 weeks like?
Okay, so I'll be honest.
Please.
Yeah, so Dusty trained me hands-on. We definitely believe in hands-on training at NASB, so he trained me hands-on. I was very nervous during my training. I looked at Dusty. It was actually my second day in. I said, I have a problem. He said, okay. Like, he thought I was going to quit. Like, he really thought I was going to quit. He said, okay, what's going on? What's wrong? I said, I can't get through a door. There's no way I'm going to be able to get through a door. So I was super nervous, very afraid. Even though we had leads, things like that, I was just very nervous about, getting through a door. I was green at sales. I've never done it before. So very nervous, but he slowed it down, helped me through. My first week I was so low. I was nervous, but I told myself, there's people who have done this before me, and there will be people who are going to do this after me. This is the opportunity that I wanted. This is what I came here for, was one, to service clients because I believed in life insurance, but also was to help my family, and I had to get over my fear. So I went out, and actually my first day, Cody, I'm not going to lie to you, I did 3,000, actually a little over 3,000 in final expense only, AP that day on 4 applications.
Wow.
So I definitely came out of the gate swinging, for sure.
Yes.
Just, got in there, made a friend, educated them, closed it down, wrote some Mutual of Omaha. Shout out to Mutual of Omaha. Love them. But, just helped them with Mutual. And, after that, it was just, I was kind of rolling. Now, I won't lie to you. I was very good with sales, but I did struggle in the beginning with schedule. Schedule, walking in to something I've never done before. I did struggle a little bit with my schedule. Definitely had to get coached through with that, figured out what, worked with me. So a little inconsistent with my schedule. Still made good money, but wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but that was my fault. So I did have to make some changes there the first couple of months with schedule, figure out kind of what worked for me.
What did you change? So the first couple months. So you're talking about your schedule, which I think a lot of people struggle with, by the way. So I think it's a good teaching moment.
Yeah.
What were some of the changes you made those first few months?
Yeah. So honestly, I think morning routine is the most important thing anyone can do.
Preach it.
Especially if you're 1099, if you're a business owner. And I didn't have a morning routine. I was getting up, just getting on our phone call, trying to figure out, okay, oh gosh, let me scramble around, get my leads together. Let me figure out where I'm going to go, who I'm going to see, and hadn't exercised, hadn't listened to any, motivational podcasts, hadn't done, hadn't even brushed my teeth, so I had to slow myself down and say, okay, Blythe, if you want to make this happen, you're going to have to get up, you're going to have to, exercise all parts of your body, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual before you start your day in, especially the sales world. This is sales, at the end of the day. And you're going to have your leads together. You're going to have your back office done. So I started getting up earlier, started getting up at 6 o'clock, working out, listening to podcasts, journaling, looking at my back office, making sure my leads were together, my appointments for that day were set up. I had everything in my Road Warrior, had anything that the clients need. I would do a checklist, before the call, would get dressed and then get on the call and, be out the door. And that morning schedule, Cody, it saved my career. It saved my career. Because I was doing well, but inconsistency, I mean, that can kill a dream faster than anything.
Yeah.
So just doing that morning routine, being consistent with the morning routine allowed me to, have my head on my shoulders at a good time and be able to service my clients well.
Yes.
Which was really, the main thing. Then also being able to tell, family members no, telling them no to things that wasn't important because they saw it as, I had an open schedule. I didn't have to clock in or clock out. So I learned very quickly I had to say no. Mom, no, I can't go to the grocery store at 3 p.m. And pick up something. I have to help, I have to help my client here. I have to help Miss Johnson. She needs life insurance. I have to help my family. I'm actually making more money that, at this point in time monthly, I was making more money, just honestly, even with my inconsistent schedule than anyone else in my family. So my job was more important. So, once I had that morning routine down, the next thing I had to do was I had to start saying no. No, I can't go to the grocery store. No, I can't take the kid. Mom, I'm paying you to take the kid to the doctor.
Let's go.
Okay? So, I had to start, sticking to my, when I was in the field, when I was, with a client, when I was, taking care of my clients, I had to take care of my clients.
Yes.
And whenever I started saying no to the wrong things and yes to the right things, during the day, during my working hours, that also, helped my business as well. It took me, I'm not going to lie, Cody, it took me about 6 months to really adjust to that whole, there's a learning curve. I always say there's a 90-day learning curve where you're really learning the industry, you're getting thrown a ton of information, and there's a 6-month curve where you're figuring out that schedule and you're figuring out what works for you. And, so it took me a good 6 months. And after that 6 months, I mean, I was really, very consistent, up and running. My family took my career serious because I was taking my career serious, and things changed for me.
It's funny how that works. Like a lot of people don't take their career seriously and they don't say no. And then before you know it, nobody else takes it seriously because you're not either.
Yeah.
And so you've really got to train the people in your life how you want them to perceive what you're doing. I love that you said that. It's so important to start to do that. A lot of people struggle to say no. They're like, well, I mean, you hear it all the time. Like, hey, the spouse, is working. The kids got to go to the doctor or something. Like, they've got a job.
Yeah.
They've got to clock in. Their boss is going to be upset. So really, you've got the freedom. You've got to go do it, right? So it's funny.
It's really funny. And I think a lot of times what people don't realize is, especially if you're in insurance, I mean, come on. I mean, the insurance industry is phenomenal. I mean, the revenue, the opportunity in it, majority of the time, the spouse in the insurance industry with the free schedule, they're bringing home more money than the spouse, that is working that 9 to 5, whose boss, I don't know, won't them or whatever. But really your job, if you're in insurance, your job is more important than any other job in your household or any other job, to your immediate family. Because first of all, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Okay. And then second of all, if there is a huge bill that comes up that no one was expecting, the only person that's going to be able to pay that unexpected bill is you, because you work commission and you're the only one that can print money with the license that you hold.
That's a good, that's so good. We're going to clip that out. That was strong. What about, so like, how much did you how much did you earn your first year?
So I earned my first year, I earned $75,000 exactly, $75,000 exactly on my own pin.
Yep. Which is awesome. There's so many people that would love to jump in the industry and make $75,000.
Yeah.
Second year.
Oh, I made $180 my second year.
Boom. That's a big jump.
It is.
Okay. And then third year.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do know. I do want to know.
I made over 300,000 my third year.
Gosh, dang, from say 0 to 75 to 180 to 300. That is quite the impressive jumps. Now you're in only halfway into your fourth year, 3.5 years. And that's how you go from 0 to $300,000 in
real quick
3 years. It's ridiculous. Now, did you ever dream that would be the case?
Okay, so it's actually funny. We'd had a Christmas party, boot camp style this weekend. I think I was telling you about that, or Allie about that. I did. I knew it. I knew I could. I knew I was super underprepared. I was not qualified. I was not. I had to make myself qualified. I had to level up. I had to make myself into the person that I am today, and I'm still going to be making myself into the person I'm going to be next year, and the next year, and the next year. I'm only going to be getting better. I'm only going to be growing. But I knew from the very beginning that I was going to do this, and I remember telling Dusty, Dusty Todd, who is my direct upline, when I came into the business after I had my license, we went to nationals, and I said, I will be one of the top females in NASB. And, and if I were him, I would not have believed me. But I knew, I worked my way and talked my way into RVP, a senior RVP. There's only 2 more levels to partner, wow. 1 more level to junior. The next, is partner with NASB. But I believed it. 90% of what you do is belief. It starts with belief.
Yes.
So I believed that I could. And then I just put in the action behind it. I didn't think about it. I just did it. Yeah.
Most people talk about the work, but they forget about the talk. They're walking, they're working, but they forget the talk piece, the belief piece, that's such an important element. It really is.
I knew I could. There was another lady, because I don't believe that any insurance industry, any insurance IMO, any insurance industry, as far as like, Lee, as far as company is wrong. As far as company, I don't believe any insurance company is wrong. Any IMO is wrong. I believe that, we all make it, make our opportunity what it is. We make it, So there was 2 women that stuck out in my mind. One that was actually at another company, Farm Bureau, and she was Rookie of the Year, and I knew her, and I knew we had similar traits and similar personality types. She was actually my principal whenever I was in high school, and I said, what, if she can do it, and she's my cheer coach too. I said, if she can do it, I can do it. We have a lot of the same personality traits. If I'm just going to pretend like her in the home, and that's actually kind of what I did. I almost took on like a little bit of an act there, if you per se. I took that on, and then whenever I saw Ashley Khalid, who's also a partner with NASB, I said, what, if Ashley can do it, because I heard her story. I said, if she could do what she did, coming from a very similar background as me, I can do it too. All I have to do is do what Dusty and Ashley are telling me to do. I reached out to her and I asked her a couple questions of how she made her changes, and she told me, and I put it into place. If you want something, or if someone has something you want, you go ask them. They tell you, and you don't recreate the wheel. You just do it. You just do it. And that's what I did. I just did what they told me to do.
So if someone will, hypothetically, if someone's watching and they're like, okay, I will work, I will believe, and I will actually do what you tell me to do. Can you help them see similar results to what you've had?
Anyone who has a work ethic and they believe they believe in the industry, they believe in the product, they believe in the platform, and if they're coachable, I 100% can make them into a 6-figure earner their first year.
Crazy.
I've done it.
I love that. You have done it. You've got a bunch of agents that love being on your team, that are good people, and they're going to get to watch this as you share this out with them too, which is cool. You've had an incredible story. You are, you can also help so many agents with what you're doing. It's incredible. If someone wants to reach out and learn from you, talk to you, and just see if it's, a good fit to keep talking to you or learning from you or even work with you, how would they go about doing that? What's the best way?
Honestly, the best way is text message.
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy, but it is text message. Just text me 252-289-0700. Hey, Blythe, heard your story with Cody Askins. Have some questions for you. I don't know. I'm struggling with belief. I'm struggling with schedule. I'm struggling with consistency. What can you do to help, or what advice do you have, or what's your platform like, or what's your routine, what's your team's routine, systems and procedures. I would be more than happy to, have a conversation with them.
I love it. Just to repeat, 252-289-0700.
00. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Blythe, you're awesome. Thank you for being such inspiration to so many. And thank you for being on the Power Player Podcast.
Thank you, Cody.
You're awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Blythe. See everything she's talking about, everything she's doing. Go learn from her. She is truly incredible, and she can help you as well. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
When I first joined and decided to kind of jump in, it was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I remember being out in the field. I went to my first home, my second home, my third home, and it was by the end of that